talk about some basketball. I'm so excited now. The good thing about basketball, there are games constantly on a daily basis. There's always something to talk about. So look, the first game we're gonna cover today are the Warriors versus OKC. Now, this game right here. So look, this is how you can tell the Warriors are back to being a great team. All right. Now, I'm gonna say something. I believe this team is something similar to the 73-9 team. Now, listen, I'm not saying they are good at this team. They're going to be the number 1 seed, number 2 seed. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the chemistry they have, the ball movement they have is similar to that team. All right. Now, their players aren't as talented as those players that they had. And mainly, you look at that team, it was the bench that actually made that team a 73-9 team. Because when Clay comes back, the style lineup will be something similar. It just they had great depth, right? Now, the Warriors playing with Steph Curry last year. Well, first off, they played with Draymond. A lot of these guys played with Draymond 2 years ago. And then last year, they played with Steph. That's why chemistry is so important. Just by that 1 year playing with Steph Curry, they all learn the system. They know where the ball is supposed to go. All right. Now, if you look at last year, Steph Curry had to have an MVP game for them to have a chance to win. This year, that's not the case. Once again, they won another game, but he's scoring only 23 points. Now, people are going to say that it's OKC. Now, look, when you are a good team and you're undefeated, they're undefeated right now. Every game that you play against a bad team is a trap game. It's a game where, especially on the road. So, if you watch this game, OKC came out the gates. They were up the whole game. And then they did a great job on Steph Curry, too. Double teaming, sometimes triple teaming Steph. And the Warriors just weren't hitting their shots. All right. Kind of similar to the first game against the Lakers. And then the end of the third quarter, with less than about 2 minutes left, the Warriors went on a 12-2 run to end the quarter. And after that, it was over. Right? I mean, they didn't blow them out, but after that, the Warriors had control of the game. If you watch that 12-2 run, it was all ball movement. None of those baskets were made by Steph Curry one-on-one. I know Draymond hit a layup. Porter hit 2 threes. Lee hit a 3. Wiggins hit. I think Wiggins hit a layup, I believe. Right. So that's the Warriors right there. The Warriors are now becoming that well-oiled machine that's going to move the ball constantly, and they don't need Steph Curry to bail them out. Now, there are going to be times when they're going to need Steph Curry to bail them out. That 73-9 team, they needed Steph Curry to bail them out plenty of times. And you look at the Clippers game. The bench wasn't, the team itself wasn't playing that well, but Steph Curry had a great game. He had to be that person for them to win that game. That's the greatness of this Warriors team. That they have this great ball. They are a good, far as talent-wise, they're not great, but their chemistry is great. And they need Steph Curry to be Steph Curry. He can do that to win them ball games. So that's why I like this Warriors team. And that's why I'm taking that game. So the next game we're going to talk about, guys, Philly against the Knicks. All right, the Knicks beat Philly 112-99. Now, look, here's my problem with Philly. Now, when I made my bracket on who was making to the playoffs, I put Philly at the AC, and I had them losing to Boston in the play-in. And this is why. Because I did not trust Philly with the number one, with the Ben Simmons situation, and Embiid. Like, Embiid, now, coming into the season, I believe he was the 5th best player, only because his last year, he was dominant. He would have been MVP if he didn't get hurt. A lot of people said, but he was hurt. Listen, he played more games than James Harden. No, he played more games than LeBron James, and he played more games than KD. All right, so I gave him the benefit of doubt from last year, but still this year I don't trust Embiid. Embiid, for them to be a great team again, he has to be an MVP type player, and I don't think he's going to repeat that because he's not consistent. He's like not with just his play, but his health, out the lineup, and etc. You look at yesterday, Tuesday's game, guys. Listen to this. Embiid had his first field goal early in the third quarter with 10 minutes and 44 seconds left. Now, I know he went to the free throw line 11 times. I get all that. But he got his first field goal 10 minutes left in the third quarter. That is unacceptable. He only has 7 field goals attempted. Like I said, he went to the free throw line 11 times, meaning he had more field goals attempts. He just got fouled. All right, so let's break this down. If he took 11 free throws, all right? Now, that's 5 shots he took additional. That means he only took 12 shots the whole game. And he played 32 minutes. Now, the Sixers are not going to be great when Tobias Harris is your most aggressive player. Embiid has to be dominant, man. He has to be dominant. He only had 14 points and 6 rebounds. Like, what you like, Embiid? You're the biggest guy on the floor. You're the most talented guy on the floor. What are you doing? Why aren't you aggressive? That's my issue with the Sixers. I don't trust them. Now, you tell me Embiid gonna show up every single night. Shoot, they might be #1 seed again. But if he's gonna be this, then yeah, they're gonna be an AC, and they're not gonna make the playoffs. And I don't think it has nothing to do with the talent. It's just what's going on in that organization. I believe is bothering them. It really is. All right. So far for the season, this is Embiid numbers as far as points. The first game, 22 points. Second game, 19. Third game, 22 points. Tuesday game, 14 points. Now, every game besides the first game he only played 26 minutes. But every other game, he played at least 30 minutes. There's no way that he should be averaging 19 points and 7 rebounds for the season so far in the first 4 games. He has to be, it's still early in the season. We can't judge the whole season based on the first 4 games, but the first 4 games giving you signs. Now, Embiid gonna have to make a switch. He has to be aggressive. He has to be a 30 and 12 guy on a nightly basis. Two blocks, 1.5 blocks on a nightly basis. He has to be that guy. Now, he is averaging 2 blocks. I give him that. Defensively, he's playing a little better, but he's still bad on the pick and roll. And people are going at Embiid. Like, he's not dominant in the paint as far as defensively. He doesn't scare anybody. When you watch his games, they're going right at Embiid. Especially Julius Randle, he was going right at Embiid the whole game. All right, so I don't trust Philly, and that's my take on that game. All right, now the Knicks are playing better, but we'll talk about the Knicks another day. Now, the last game we'll talk about, the Lakers versus the Spurs. This game was wildly entertaining on the Spurs side. All right. Now, here's the thing. Few things about this game. Number one, Westbrook. Westbrook had his best game this game. All right. I think it was, now, me personally, I'm not no conspiracy theory type guy, but I do think that the Lakers said, you know what, we're going to sit LeBron. We're going to let Westbrook do his thing, get his feet wet in the Lakers uniform, and then we're going to bring you back. Now, Westbrook confidence is up now. But Westbrook, we know Westbrook. Westbrook, he an accolades type guy. He got to get his numbers and all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't want to win, but he plays better, or I don't want to say he plays better. His morale is better when he's playing good, when he has a bunch of numbers, when he's getting the triple doubles and all that stuff. He had his best game yesterday. Yesterday, he had 33, 10, and 8. Westbrook was going to the basket at will. They could not stop him at the basket. I don't know why the Spurs were running at him at the 3-point line, and he was still shooting it. Like, that's only Westbrook issue. He take these bad shots. In the fourth quarter, he took this bad mid-range shot. He missed it. I'm like, Westbrook, just keep going to the basket. You catch me up. I'm over here rooting for this dude. Go to the basket. And when he went to the basket, he was unstoppable, especially when he had that monster dunk in the fourth quarter. Man, that brought the energy. The energy was crazy after that with the Lakers, right? So now, AD. I got a bone to pick with AD. Now, a lot of people say AD had a great game. Okay, AD had 35 points, 17 rebounds, and 4 blocks. That's that. You look at the stats, those are great numbers. But if you watch that game, AD should have had 50. He should have had 50 because that game should have not been close in the fourth quarter. There were stretches in the fourth quarter when AD wasn't touching the ball at all. I'm thinking like, AD, what are you doing? Get the ball. None of these, like, Jakob can't check you. Now, at times, Murray and Jakob, they was looking like Blake Griffin and Chris Paul at times. I thought I was watching the old Clippers in Lob City, the way he was dunking the ball, all right? But he cannot guard AD. AD, what are you doing? Get the ball. Be aggressive. I know you had 35 points, and people are going to say you had a great game. You did, but you could have had 50. If you watch that game, AD could have had 50 points. Now, Westbrook, man, he played great. Now, another thing, the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers should be too proud about this game because they played a bad team. Now, down the stretch, the Spurs were up and they missed 7 free throws in a row in the fourth quarter. 7 free throws in a row. That's not going to happen with a good team. And they went to overtime. They get to overtime. They're down by 4 after a missed field goal with 33 seconds left. They do not foul. The Lakers milk the clock. The Lakers miss. The Spurs get the rebound on a fast break. They lose the ball, turnover, game over. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all sure Popovich is coaching y'all? So if I was the Lakers, I wouldn't be too hyped about this game, but there are some positives. AD, they had 35-17. I can't take that away, and 4 blocks. I can't take that away from them. Now, I will, but if I was LeBron, I'd be like, AD, you could have had 50, man. Good job, but you could have had 50. We need you to be this guy. Westbrook, great job, man. Bravo. He had his best game so far, and he had a great game. Westbrook, I know AD was 35-17 or whatever, but Westbrook was the guy tonight, I believe. All right. Now, I don't know how this now when LeBron is on the floor, this is why Westbrook is not going to have these type of numbers because he had the ball. His usage rate on Tuesday night was high. All right, he was a primary ball handler, of course. He was a decision maker, and with LeBron on the floor, that's kind of it's kind of a back and forth thing. It's nothing consistent. But I'm curious to see how they're going to work this out with him and LeBron for the same time. But Westbrook, bravo to you, man. You had a great game on Tuesday. All right. So those are my takes for those 3 games on Tuesday, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, thank you guys for staying to the end of the video. Now, before you leave, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to like this video if you haven't done it yet. I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done it yet. Share this video with someone you know that will be interested in listening to what we talked about today. And last but not least, hit the notification bell so you can make sure every time we upload a video, you'll be notified on YouTube. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.